On paper, Caracas might be the most heavily defended city in the Western Hemisphere.
And early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history.
For 2 decades, Venezuela spent oil money like water. Billions of dollars poured into missiles, radars, fighter jets, all designed for one purpose: to stop the United States. Russian engineers helped design the shield. Chinese radars filled in the gaps. The doctrine was simple: if America ever comes, they die in the air. And yet, when the raid came, the sky stayed quiet. No missile launches, no radar-guided firestorms, no flaming wreckage falling from the clouds. Instead, American helicopters flew straight through Venezuela's so-called Iron Dome like it wasn't even there. So ask yourself this: how does a country spend over $1 billion on air defense and still get blindsided by Cold War-era helicopter tactics? The answer isn't about bad missiles, it's about a broken system. Because Venezuela didn't just buy weapons, they bought a theory of war that collapsed the moment reality showed up. Let's break it down. The fortress that looked invincible. Venezuela didn't buy cheap gear. They bought prestige weapons. The centerpiece was Russia's crown jewel, the S-300 OVM, the tracked heavy-duty version. Not the wheeled export toy, the real thing. These monsters weigh over 45 tons, built to push through jungle, mud, and chaos. Each radar can track hundreds of targets at once. On paper, it's terrifying. High-altitude bombers, dead, fighter jets, and ballistic missiles, potentially dead. The doctrine is called area denial. You don't fight the enemy, you scare them away. The idea was simple. American pilots wouldn't even enter Venezuelan airspace. And for the war Venezuela imagined, that worked. Here's the problem. They prepared for the wrong war. It was like a sniper rifle watching the wrong street. The S-300 is incredible at one thing: looking up. It watches the stratosphere. It hunts fast, high-flying aircraft. It's built to kill jets screaming across the sky at Mach speeds. But you see, radar has a horizon. Mountains block it. Terrain blocks it. The Earth itself blocks it. So when a helicopter hugs a riverbed at 50 feet, that $150 million missile battery becomes a spectator. It's like holding a sniper rifle while the enemy walks in through the basement. The S-300 wasn't defeated. It was ignored. The Ferrari that never left the garage. Next came the muscle. The Su-30 Mk2 Flanker G wide-spaced engines. A massive lifting body. A jet so maneuverable its fuselage becomes part of the wing. This thing wasn't designed to intercept. It was designed to hunt. 12 hardpoints, 3,000 kilometers of range. The idea was to push Venezuela's air defense hundreds of miles offshore. This was a fence pretending to be defense. But here's the verdict. A Ferrari is useless if you can't afford the mechanic. The Su-30 is maintenance intensive. The Russian AL-31 engines need full overhauls every 1,000 hours. And when sanctions hit, spare parts dried up. Corruption did the rest. Jets were stripped to keep other jets alive. When the raid happened, reports suggest fewer than 20% of the fleet could fly. The most dangerous fighter in Latin America was defeated by rust, paperwork, and empty hangars. The system that should have killed the raid. Now we get to the real threat. The book M2E. This is the ambush predator. Unlike the S-300, it doesn't rely on external radar trucks. Everything is built into one vehicle. It can power on, lock, fire, and move in minutes. This system exists for one reason: to kill whatever slips past the big guns. Cruise missiles, drones, low-flying aircraft. Like helicopters. So why didn't it fire? Electronic warfare. The book is a 1990s design, updated for export. Its radar frequencies are known, mapped, studied. When U.S. jamming systems turned on, the book didn't see helicopters. It saw snow. A wall of white noise, false targets, and ghosts. Without a clean radar lock, the operator cannot fire. The ambush predator was blinded before it could even wake up. The radar that knew but couldn't help. Now stop and look at this. The JY-27 Chinese VHF radar. It looks ancient, like old TV antennas from the 1950s. That's not a flaw. That's the trick. VHF waves are long, many meters long, too big to be deflected by stealth shaping. To this radar, stealth aircraft glow. Its job isn't to shoot. Its job is to warn. And it probably worked. But here's the trap. VHF radar has awful precision. It can say, "There's something in that 5-kilometer box." It cannot say there's a helicopter right here. You can't guide missiles with that. Has to hand the target off to a fire control radar. And remember, those were jammed. So the JY-27 became a weatherman screaming about a hurricane with no way to stop it. Venezuela's air defense didn't fail because of bad missiles. It failed because of doctrine. Russian air defense is centralized. Low-level commanders don't fire on instinct. They wait for authorization. Orders flow downward. Information flows upward. So what did the U.S. target? Not just radars. They cut fiber optic lines. They jammed radios. They flooded the network with phantom targets. Operators saw chaos on their screens. They called for guidance and heard nothing. No orders. No clarity. No permission. And in that moment, the safest decision was also the worst one. They didn't shoot. Imagine a line in the sky. Venezuela built a modern Maginot Line. Long swords, thick shields. Expensive, terrifying, and rigid. They assumed war would be a duel. But modern war isn't a duel. It's a burglary. The U.S. didn't fight the S-300. They walked around it. They didn't destroy the system. They disconnected it. And that's the lesson. Buying a Ferrari doesn't make you a race car driver. Buying an S-300 doesn't make you a superpower. It just makes you a very expensive target. Because the next war won't belong to the country with the longest range. It will belong to the one that can see, decide, and act faster than anyone else. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think or what topics you'd like to see next. Also remember, sip and subscribe. The button is down there, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on new content. Stay awesome, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you in the next one.